guys, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Nkhensani if it is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. What's good? What's popping? I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that you guys are all here today, and today we have a book video. As you guys know, I like to do this once in a while, just do a book bulk review and share all the books that I've read so far. This time around we don't have that many books, but it's okay, I still want to talk about these books nonetheless. Before we get right into this video, please don't forget to give this video a big massive thumbs up. That lets me know that you guys want content like this. Comment down below book recommendations that you guys have. Check out also all my other book videos that I've done. There are a ton of book recommendations in the comments as well, so make sure you do the same here, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We would love to have you in the sweet amazing community that we have here. And yeah, let's get right into the video. So I only have 5 books, but you know what, it's fine, it's gonna be a great video anyway. So most of these books are just a few that I read within my book club. If you guys are not aware, I have a book club called Rooted Readers, and in this book club we aim to read books that will draw us closer to God, deepen our reverence for him, and also just do that within community. Last year we read 12 books, which was absolutely amazing. This year things look a bit different. We are reading 6 books instead of 12, mainly because I saw that last year that, granted, yes, it feels good to check off I've read 12 books, but I wanted to have more in-depth conversations about the book and make sure that we really are like really letting the book marinate in our spirits and our souls. We read a book every 2 months, so that's why we have 6 books, and it's going to be amazing. So for Jan and Feb, we are reading Crazy Love by Francis Chan. I have read this book before and I have done a review on this book, but we are reading it within the book club, and I'm so excited to go into this book again and read it again, because this is a book that I feel like you have to read every single year. If you're looking for fruitful, fun, and faith-filled community, Rooted Readers is just for you. So yeah, if you would like to subscribe, I have a link down below in my description. If you are looking to subscribe, make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss out on the fun of being within the Rooted Readers community, and it's just amazing.
I love being a Rooted Reader, it's so fun.
Anyway, let's get right into the books. First book I wanted to really talk about is this one by Jenny Allen. This is called Find Your People, and I love Jenny Allen. I have read all of Jenny Allen's books. If you guys have seen, I've read Get Out of Your Head, and I've also read Nothing to Prove. It's like incredible. So this book is basically about building deep community in a lonely world, and this basically talks about how we aren't meant to be lonely and how to really build deep and meaningful community and friendships, and what that looks like, and taking on the journey of, I guess, what to look for in people, but also how to cultivate the fruits of how you yourself can be a good friend. I have a love-hate relationship with this book. Hate not necessarily in the terms of I don't like this book, it's amazing, but in terms of it is deeply challenging, in terms of the fact that I struggle deeply with friendship, community, relationships, all of that stuff. I've always struggled with that, so it really challenges me. I got a few DMs and things like that asking me to talk about friendship and all of that stuff. I don't think I'm one who is even close to being qualified to talk about friendships, because I'm still learning, I'm still a baby, I'm still literally in the thick of navigating friendships. It's not the easiest. Like I said, it's not been something that has always been easy for me, so I'm not gonna talk about it myself. I don't like talking about things that I don't properly understand, but I will highly recommend that you read this book. It is amazing. Next up we have Not God Enough by J.D. Guerra. I somewhat spoke about in this book in my last video, just like somewhat summarizing it. I was still in the thick of reading it, so I wanted to give you guys, I guess, my final thoughts on the book. I think this book and another book that I will talk about, Gentle and Lowly, but those are the 2 books that I feel like truly changed my response to God, in terms of the fact that especially my prayer journal life, like I can tell God my doubts, my fears, my all of that, because this book basically says he's God enough. Like, he's not scared of your doubts, he's not scared of, like, he's literally the one and true living God. He's not intimidated or freaked out by your like, God already knows what you're thinking or what you're gonna do, and he's not intimidated or scared by that, and he's such a good, holy God. So I love this book because it basically kind of unpacks who God is. Whatever idea we have of who God is, or the distortion or the perception that we have in our heads, that God is too small, and that God is not God enough to cover you, protect you, be wise enough to guide you, and all that whatever perception we have in our heads about who God is, that isn't God. And we need to learn who God truly is, because that God is God enough. I love this book. I read it at the time when my faith was really shaky and I had so many doubts, and it's crazy how this book basically answered all of my questions. I think within the book club, I think this was one of the faves that we all love to read. Like, this one was a top contender for almost everyone. Next book we have that I kind of spoke about is Gentle and Lowly. This is by Dane Ortland, and this is the heart of Christ for sinners and sufferers. This book basically talks about the heart of Christ. It was such an amazing book because I got to read about Jesus' heart for me, and it made me think, and I'm like, I can't believe this is his heart for me. Like, he loves me this much. He's a tender friend. He's my advocate. He's my intercessor, and his heart for what he came to do for me, like, is such an immense thing. And just discovering more about his heart was just amazing and beautiful. And I love this book because it also talks about how he's just rich and full with mercy, and just discovering more of this is who Jesus truly is. This is who God truly is. This is who the Holy Spirit is. Just the whole triune God, and just how their heart for us is just filled with mercy and compassion and grace and deep, immense amount of love. And that should change also again how you respond to him. I can't believe that this is your heart for me, yet how I respond to you is so different. And it just made me want to respond to him with an awe and a reverence, because wow, the mercy. Like, he's so rich in mercy, and he's so gentle and lowly, and how he cares for me, and how he responds to me, and how he, you know, I just love this book. It's amazing. If you're someone who's ever questioned, God, I don't believe that you love me, or I'm struggling to believe that to be true, like, I would highly recommend this book to really dig deep into the fact that don't let the lies lie to you and tell you that Jesus doesn't care for you, or you aren't worthy enough, or I mean, yes, you aren't worthy enough, but neither of us are. You know, we've all fallen short of the glory of God, but this is his heart for us. And it's amazing to discover that, the fact that don't let the lies that the enemy or shame or guilt or whatever keep you from realizing his heart for you is this. And it's rooted in the Bible as well. The next book we're going to be talking about is The Reason for God by Timothy Keller. This is Belief in the Age of Skepticism. I would highly recommend this book for people who are struggling in their faith, where like you're close to being like, I don't understand what the point is of being a Christian, or if you know someone who's an atheist, or someone who's an agnostic, or someone from a different religion, or if you genuinely are also just curious as to the why of Christianity. This is not an easy read. It's kind of like an academic journal, textbook.
Yeah, it gives textbook vibes.
I love this book personally because for me it gave me an understanding of this is what people believe, or what people understand, the skewedness of what people can believe, and the skepticism that people have towards Christianity. And as a Christian, I am called to be a billboard for Jesus, but not just say, oh, God is good, but like if there are deep questions, how do I answer those questions? How do I answer the questions that a lot of people have about Christianity? And this book does just that in such a way that it makes you more knowledgeable, so that you can go to people and you can explain to people the why of Christianity, the root of Christianity. The chapters within this book are, there can't just be one true religion, how can a good God allow suffering? And this is basically all the doubts that people tend to have towards Christianity. Christianity is a straitjacket. The church is responsible for so much injustice. How can a loving God send people to hell? Science has disproved Christianity. You can't take the Bible literally. And then it goes on to then the reasons for faith, and it unpacks that, where the clues of God, the knowledge of God, the problem of sin, religion and the gospel, the true story of the cross, the reality of the resurrection, and the dance of God. It basically gives you an understanding of it makes me understand why people are so skeptical, and it helps me have more mercy and compassion for those people, because I think a lot of times as Christians, like, we get so annoyed at people like, oh my gosh, why don't you believe this, or whatever, how can you, like, or we just shut people down without really explaining people with truth. So it gives me okay, this is what people possibly believe. How can I then give them truth? So it kind of unpacks why people would be so set in believing or being so skeptical about Christianity. And then at the end of the chapter, it kind of explains why Christianity makes sense, why Christianity is a true religion, and why Jesus and all of that stuff is just so true, and how we should all be chasing after that. And the last book I'm going to be talking about is Holier Than Thou by Jackie Hill. This book is how God's holiness can help you trust him. She basically unpacks the holiness of God and just understanding the holiness of God should help you trust him more, because he's spirit, he's light. There's no darkness in him. He's not a man that he should lie. And if this is who God is, he's so pure, majestic, powerful, all-knowing, like all of these things. If this is who God is, it should make it easier for us to trust him. But some odd reason it isn't. Like, it's weird how it's so easy for us to believe the devil when he tells us it's so easy for some odd reason, but like, he's so deceitful. Like, he's the father of lies. He got kicked out of heaven. Like, all of these things. But like, for some odd reason, when he whispers in our ear, we take that as truth. But God, who literally cannot lie, God literally who can only speak truth and only truth, for some odd reason we never believe him. We can never trust him. We can never trust all of that stuff. And I love how she wrote this book of explaining God's holiness. I feel like Jackie made me more interested in God's holiness like I've never been. I feel like God's holiness is kind of thing that like within the church, like no one really talks about. No one really wants to talk about that. It's kind of like, it's kind of scary. It's kind of, it's not giving, you know, or even the wrath of God. But Jackie made me fall in love with wanting to understand God's holiness. It's amazing, and she made me just want to learn more about that, and also then just about who God is and how he's just so perfect, and basically takes you in the steps of God's holiness, and how at the end this is why you should trust him. This is like, he literally won't lead you astray. Like, he literally will lead you to a path of goodness, greatness, all of that stuff. Like, he only has good things. Like, somewhere in Proverbs says he withholds no good thing. Like, he literally can't. It's not in his nature. It's like God literally can't. Like, he literally can only act within such a pure, fair, just manner, and that's who he is. And I loved reading this book. It's amazing. I will say, when I read this book, I was within Rooted readers and I was quite burnt out, so I want to read it again this year so I can fully dive into it. But we have this book and chef's kiss. Those are all the books that I wanted to talk about. I have a few books, new books within the book club that I'm still going to talk about, and other books that I'm going to be reading as we continue this journey of reading, because
We're readers up in these streets.
this is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you get these books. I would highly recommend these books. Like, highly recommend these books. Don't forget to give this video a big massive thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye friends.